Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is The Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program, and first and foremost, a enormous, huge Merry Christmas to everybody who celebrates. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever your thing may be, Mott. But obviously it is Christmas Eve. It's raining, Mott, a little colder, and it'd be snowing. We'd be white Christmasing it here in the dirty Jers, but at last we are getting rain instead. And I'm very excited because I know there's a lot of people watching for the first time, whether you're watching today on Christmas Eve, because some people celebrate, a lot of people celebrate on Christmas Eve, or it is now tomorrow on Christmas Day, and you're getting to your secret pack. There's new relatives. Welcome, Uncle Harry, Aunt Janice. It is a pleasure to meet you. And big ups to Cousin Suzette for being here and watching us for the first time. You got your, secret pack in the mail. You opened up the wines, and bammo, there are 4 wines in front of you. I'm not sure which ones you're going to taste along with me, but I hope you enjoy the journey. Let's grab hands, and let's make wine love, my friends. Now, first and foremost, huge announcement. I hope you're watching today, and if not, well, today, Christmas Eve, and if not, you just missed me. Hopefully, it'll be on the internet. But tomorrow, on the Today Show, I will be making my Today Show inaugural,
Debut.
Yeah, debut, my debut. The debut on the Today Show. I'm very excited. Meredith and Ann Curry, I get the ladies, which is great. And we'll be doing a sparkling segment. 7 to 11 it runs, the Today Show, but I think I'm going to be in that 8 to 9 o'clock hour, is what I was told. So please set your TiVos, your DVRs, whatever you've got, and I hope you catch me tomorrow. So hopefully you saw me in the morning, and hopefully you're seeing me now again in the afternoon. So it is great to see you again, if you're doing that. Let's get into the wines, because that's why you're here, not here to hear me cry about the Jets, how I feel like, wow, maybe this is 2002 all over again, when the Jets played at 4 o'clock, and, the Patriots played the Dolphins at 1 o'clock. The Pats had nothing to play for, Mott. Nothing. They didn't make the playoffs that year. Nothing to play for. Miami was playing to win the division. They went to New England, and they lost. The Pats won. Similar to what the Patriots are doing to another AFC East team, the Buffalo Bills, at 1 o'clock. Maybe they have nothing to play for. Maybe they lose. Then at 4 o'clock, the Jets, that year in 2002, happened to be playing the Green Bay Packers. Ironically, the quarterbacks of that game were Chad Pennington and Brett Favre. Well, guess what's happening again here in 2008? They are both playing again. Maybe, just maybe, history can repeat itself and it just can get very lucky. Go Buffalo, go Buffalo, go Buffalo. Something I never thought I would say. Bob's 2007 Sauvignon Blanc from South Africa. This wine rolls in at $9 US. Bob's African is the producer. I really wanted to start off with a Sauvignon Blanc today for a couple of reasons. 1, a lot of you are drinking them. 2, you're drinking them mainly from New Zealand nowadays. 3, I hate California Sauvignon Blanc, as a lot of people know, and I would never just say that, but the majority of California Sauvignon Blancs are uninspired, in my opinion, in that $8 to $12 price range. South Africa is a sneaky play where the dollar hasn't lost as much steam, and we're getting very good quality still coming out of the area. 9 bones, which is a good price point for a South African wine, a Sauvignon Blanc as well. And I'm excited about trying this again. I have had all 4 of these wines. That's why I put them in the Thunder Pack. So this is an unusual Wine Library TV. However, I did pick wines, and will continue for the secret packs to pick wines. Or if you want to start going on with the Gary Vaynerchuk Wine of the Month Club that we've got going on, Mott, link that up. Monster. If you don't know him, you will. Mott, you should probably join me. You want to join me? I didn't even make reference to the fact that this is the 600th episode.
I know, I was thinking
this is the 600th episode. Mott, come and join me a little bit. Don't worry. We'll figure something out. You come here a little bit. You get over here a little bit. Why not? Oh, you're bringing a chair. You get over here a little bit. Let's get that's the right guest to have on the 600th episode. The Motster. You take this, Mott. I'll take this. You can hang out a little bit. You can go back to your comfort zone a little bit. But, taste a little Sauvignon Blanc with me. 600. What do you think about that? Cheers to that.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. And to you.
Thank you.
You're a bigger star than I am. I mean, every time we go anywhere, everybody's like, "Oh, Gary, I like your show." Matt! And they hug you and they kiss you. It gets pretty wild. You've become quite you're like Hasselhoff.
Yeah, reluctant.
You like to say it, but you sure love the cuddles. All right, let's give it a sniffy sniff, Mott. You haven't done a lot of new Sauvignon Blanc in your career. Have you ever had a Sauvignon Blanc?
Yeah, I'm sure I have.
But probably not many, if any, right?
No.
What do you get on the nose?
It smells burnt, doesn't it? Woody?
I get grassiness.
I don't get the grass.
And I get green peppers. So I get grass and green peppers more in this than burnt, but I kind of can see maybe where you're going with it. Kind of like a junkyard fire.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that kind. I kind of see where you're going with that. Kind of where like steel and rubber and other things are on fire more
rubber.
so than.
Okay, rubber is better.
You like that? All right, let's give it a whirl.
Watch it splasher.
See how I treat them up. So now put that under here. Let it sit there for 6 months. We'll come back to it. What do you think about this wine?
It's very dry on the palate.
Mm-hmm. High in acid.
Very, very acidic. Yeah, I was going to say almost like a lemon.
Now, you said acidic, not Hasidic.
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure. What do you think about the fruit? Do you get the cantaloupe? Do you get the lime? Do you get the really high? I mean, I get a lot of acid, which I like, and this makes it much more food friendly. This is definitely not your sugared, over the top New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc effort. This is more of a Loire Valley play with a little New World love. There's good heat in there for the acid, but a nice ripe apple component coming through as well, which I think is pretty solid.
Yes, the apple.
You get the apple?
Yeah, definitely get that.
Yeah, there's a really Granny Smith even.
Mm-hmm.
I'll even really show some skills here and go green apple is really where it's at. I like this. I like it. It's not bad. What do you think?
It's good.
You like it?
Yeah.
I think it's a very solid Sauvignon Blanc. I think it's going to go extremely well for a lot of you right now. This is a great aperitif. People coming over, in-laws, friends, ex-wives, ex-husbands, different people rolling through the home today. Put this in the fridge. Great little chiller. Great little welcome. It might be, a lot of people think red this time of year, but, white wine is a great crisper, picker-upper. 9 Bones, great springtime, summertime, beach, wedding season white wine. I was thinking about that a little bit. A lot of 22, 26-year-old Vaniacs out there, going to be thinking about wedding wines. This is a great value play. I like this wine. To me, this is a quintessential 89-point wine, just on the cusp of being great, but maybe doesn't have the oomph to take it over the top into that scary 90-point zone, whatever that means. But extremely well made, good job, and big shout out to Bob, who gives 10% of the proceeds to benefit the HIV and AIDS research in South Africa.
Oh, that's great.
I know the guy behind this pretty well, and this is really the Pinotage is pretty darn good as well. But pretty good start. Yep. What do you think? You want to continue to hang out, or
sure?
You want to...
I'll run back and do the Zoom and then
okay,
come back.
Fine, awesome. Let's do this. Give you a rinsey mop. I'm going to move to the big-ass glass. All right, let's move on. Let me slide for a second. And let's get right into the Rhone Rebel GSM Côte de Ventoux. This is a $8 U.S. wine. Now, what's really interesting is focusing on the Côte de Ventoux. This area right here in the world. Now, 17,000 acres planted in the Ventoux. 85% of that being red. Mont Ventoux is a huge mountain that really separates Provence from the Rhone Valley. Very hot summers, very cold winters. And that's very important to understand. That really gives you a sense of the place. We've talked about Pesquier in the past. We are big fans of this area. I am especially a big fan of the Ventoux. I think these wines roll in at very fair prices. $8 US on the Rhone Rebel. Let's see what's going on here. Really nice color. As you can see, Mott. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. 8 Bones, great alternative. The Côte de Ventoux is to people that love to consume Côte de Rhone. They're a little bit less expensive, and they tend to be right up there in quality, in my opinion. Really an unheralded area of the world. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. What do you get, Mutt?
Barnyard.
You are getting Barnyard.
It's old world.
First of all, I think it's a pretty tight nose. I'm pretty impressed with your nose skills because I'm not getting a whole lot. What I am getting is clearly cherry flavors coming through. I also get a little black currant, which I like. And I get a little bacon fat. I do not get as much barnyard as you do. But maybe, you're picking it up. Let's give it a whirl. Let's see what's going on in the palate.
Oh, boy. Oh, it's not what I expected. I thought it was going to be real old world with the tobaccos and the leather.
And?
It's definitely more fruity. A little more New Worldish style.
Yep. Would you consider this easy drinking?
Mm-hmm.
It's extremely light. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's medium bodied. It's a light to medium body play, but it's very silky and easy drinking red wine. Mm-hmm. To me, this is a very important type of red wine because so many of you Vaniacs, so many people email me, Gary, my husband only drinks white wine. I like red wine. How do I get him to start drinking red wine? What do I start with? A lot of people are always trying to figure out. A lot of times you get heard, and I tell people, start with Beaujolais. But to me, this is a textbook red wine to get a non-red wine drinker into it. You're not a big red wine drinker.
Not at all.
So you being that, our sacrificial lamb here kind of thing, what do you think about it?
For my palate, my unskilled red wine palate, I'm getting something else. I can't articulate it though.
Pizzazz?
No, it's everything you said. It's silky. It's a medium body. I could definitely drink this.
It doesn't feel overbearing to you.
No, it's not like
and
those
the
real
tannins are not harsh in the back end. What they're being replaced with, wouldn't you say, Mott, is cherry-covered rose petals.
Yes, definitely getting a cherry.
And how about the roses? Because I'm really getting the floral play here. I'm getting flower shop, little shop of horrors kind of thing exploding in my mouthpiece.
I'm not getting that so much.
I understand. Let's give it one more shot.
I'm gonna be all lit up. I'm gonna be all lit up later.
Excellent. To me, what I really like about this is that it's very easy drinking. It's very smooth. There's a creaminess component to it on the mid palate, like a custard kind of play. I also get a raspberry jam kind of thing now, starting to approach as this wine opens up a little bit.
Yeah, there's definitely a jammy back end.
Right? Isn't it kind of jammy? This is a nice little play. It feels a little bit like... It's a very easy drinking. It's very well played. I really see a lot of people right now around the house, Christmas Day, kids are playing the Wii, and people saying, wow, this red is kind of really easy drinking. So if you've got like Aunt Sue or your girlfriend or somebody in the family who's not a red wine drinker, you got to pour a little bit of this and run it over to them and say, Grandpa, drink this up. Put down the bourbon, Grandpa. Try this. See what you think. And I think that you will find some people who have never accepted red wine into their hearts find a way to enjoy them. What do you think?
Yeah, you definitely make this a play.
I think so too. I think it's a simplistic wine, so, more like an 87, 88 point type wine for me on my palate because of its, really lack of complexities, but very easy drinking, very well played, and again, a very thought out wine in this pack for me because this is the 600th episode. And what is the 600th episode? The recap of? Great job by somebody, by the way. I've got to look it up in the forums. I'll give you a shout out in 601. She nailed it. She said there would be no show yesterday for 600, and this one would be about family and just, a big announcement, which was the Today Show. She just crushed it with her guests, by the way.
Yeah, I don't remember who said
somebody
that.
did it, though.
Yeah.
But, this is all about experience. Mott's here. It's exciting. It's raining. It's about trying new things, finding purposes for wine, and most of all, drinking with people you love. This wine, I'm hoping, will open up 3 to 4 people in your life who you love, who do not drink red wines, to saying, you know what? Just maybe. And maybe 2009 is the year they expand and explore their palates. Because, Mott, you are a non-red wine drinker.
No, not at all.
And could see yourself possibly playing with this?
Yeah, this would definitely be a good entry level.
Very good. All right, let's move on to the next wine.
Okay.
You gonna come back for wine number 3?
I'll come back for one more.
All right. Oh my. Very nice. All right. Chateau Plain Point 2005 from the Fronsac. 75% Merlot, 20% Cabernet Sauvignon, 5% Cabernet Franc. This wine rolls in the $25 range, I think. Like, I didn't even write that down. And this is important to understand because Frontenac's very interesting. It's west of Saint-Emilion. It's an area that's about 3,000 acres of red wine production. And until the 19th century, it was really the area in Bordeaux. Has completely collapsed and has become obscure. We had Mrs. Murphy on the show, right? And we did the Frontenac wines with her. This is another opportunity for us, Mott, to focus on this area. I'm a big fan of Bordeaux. There's no way we're going to let you go through Christmas without talking about 2005 Bordeaux, because this is probably going to be the last time we talk about it. We're going to start talking about 2006 next year, Rinsey. And how unheralded it is. And, you know, how there's some diamonds in the rough, high tannins, all that good jazz. But 2005 Bordeaux, especially when you can find something of value in that $25 range, is something what we're really looking for. Ian and I had this while we were in Bordeaux, completely fell in love with this wine. 14% alcohol, big, dark, ruby red colors, as you can see. And Marty, let's sniff it up on the Thunder Show number 600. Now, here you get intense flavors on the nose. You can really get the blackberries coming through. This is more of that dark blackberry. I get a mulberry component. I don't know how many mulberries you stuck up with that beautiful schnoz of yours, but I'm telling you, this has the mulberry action going on. There's also a dark licorice candy thing going on. That intensity, you're smelling a little bit of that ripe sugar kind of thing going on. This is going to be a bigger boy.
You can tell just by the nose.
Absolutely. There's a little bit of creaminess. There's a little cedar box, a little oak, not the but maybe like you know, kind of from behind. All right, let's give it a whirl. What do you think about this bad boy?
This is definitely a lot bigger.
No question.
Bolder.
This has much more masculine, upfront, dark fruit. There is an oak component here coming through. There's definitely some creamy oak on the back end. That's what you're tasting about. That wood in your mouth, I'm telling you, that's not Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That's a little bit of a creaminess component. There's blackberry jam in the mid-palate. The mid-palate is kind of a little pepperness. You know, do you get a little pepper in that mid-palate? There's a little pepper transition. And there's almost like a Tootsie Roll effect on the back end. Not how many, licks to get to the bottom, a little bit. I get a little of a Tootsie Roll, kind of chocolatey candy thing going on in the back end, but it's overdone by the bitterness of the tannins, so maybe for you that's a little bit difficult to find, but it's not so bitter. It's kind of fruity. No. It's creamy, if nothing else, on the back end.
Yeah, this is not like one of those ones you have me drink when I'm like...
Right, so what do you think about this for you?
This, you couldn't just sip this on its own. You'd have to have this with something. Agreed,
Mr. Mott. This is absolutely begging and screaming for a big, fat-ass steak.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really, if you're cooking up tonight, this is the play. Again, I don't expect you to pound all these bottles, so I'm hoping that you're either just had dinner or about to have dinner. And if you're about to have dinner, this is the one you want to pop. You sip now, taste along, see if you're picking up on the flavors. But this is the one you want to really sit down with. You're going to watch this wine evolve over the next hour and a half to 2 hours. Bring out your decanter, especially if your significant other got you one for the holidays, and really see what's going on with this wine, because this really has a boldness, a richness, a complexity, but it's a little California-like. This is a little California-like. 75% Merlot, more like 80% Napa Valley Cab is how it's coming across on the palate. So this has, for the people that love Jordan or Silver Oak or Cakebread, I think has a significant play in this price point. It'll be very fascinating for me to see the responses. Please, in the comments, I will be asking a question of the day, but in the comments, please leave, your comments on how you feel about these wines. Please leave a comment, period. If we don't get 600 for 600, we're really losers. I mean, we've gotten thousands before. People really jumped off the comment bandwagon. It's the iTunes Hulu thing that's really hurting us. That's where the viewership is going. Anyway, good fruit, good ripeness, a little too oaky for me, Mott. More than I remember it 6 or 7 months ago. It feels like it's developing another piece of wood. So I'm going to go 89 points on this wine. Falls short of where I had it. I look back at my tasting notes. I scored a 91 in France. Was I romanced? Probably. Probably not. The fact of the matter is, it has layered on a couple layers of wood. That's a hair too much for me. But knowing the maniacs and the drinking public out there, I think a lot of people are going to really like this wine.
They should. Yeah, it's good wine.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Because I know people want to open presents. We don't want to, All right. You going to come in for this one as well, or are you going to...
No, I think...
You're sidelining the last one? All right, well...
Happy holidays, everyone. Happy New Year. If you haven't watched many episodes before, go back to the archives. This guy's great. He didn't get to 600 just by chance.
Mon is right about that. And your zooming in and linking up has been world class. Legendary.
Legendary.
You're legendary. Mott, thank you so much for everything this year. Give me a big hug. Appreciate you. Ooh, on the neck. All right, little rinse. Little rinsey rinse. Let's get into the last one. Now, this gets real serious. We've been fooling around with the monster. It's been fun to have him on the set, but what I really want to do is really break down and get serious on this last wine. I think you're going to really enjoy this. This is really the treasure of the bunch. This is what really got me excited about the whole kit and caboodle. This is the Chateau Peche 2004 Saint Drizay. This is a very special wine from the Languedoc. 70% Syrah, 15% Grenache, and 10% Mourvedre. Very, very capable wine. Now, you're going to notice right by where I wrote, right down here, there's a little thing right by where I wrote the varietals. You see it right here, Mott? The Tête de Belair. Get that? Your little black writing right there?
Yeah.
Got it? Good work, Monster. That is how you know it's a different cuvee than the one on the front. There's two different wines that you're always looking in the back for that little Tête de Cuvée action. One more rinse because I don't remember if I did it. Languedoc is just a fierce place. This is a $32, $35, even $50, depending on retail where you go around the country, wine. Very serious. One of the great producers in the Languedoc. Gerard Brou, the owner of this, is a very capable proprietor that's very intense about his project. And I'm very darn excited about having this wine in your secret pack. This is a palate expander. This is a game changer. This is going to make a lot of people out there in the Vayner Nation realize, holy crap, Zor. Holy crap, Zor. That's right, C-R-A-P-Z-O-R. Languedoc is a much more serious place for wine. A lot of people think of it as a great value play, and I'm here to tell you it is a world-class play. So let's get into it. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Now, this gets a little barnyardy and a little bit old-worldly. I get roasted red peppers coming through, sun-dried tomatoes coming through. I get a little bit of like a sheep herd, farmyard action going on. Clearly, big, ripe strawberry flavors coming through on the nose as well. I get a little burnt leather action. If you've never burned leather, you just haven't lived, Mott. Very serious intensity, big nose. This really can use big food. Love this wine with cheese, by the way. Stinky, stinky triple cream cheeses are great to go with this. Let's give this a whirl. Admit it. I mean, this wine is loaded. Great density. Complete viscosity explosion. I mean, this is heaviness. There's just a weight factor that we not see in the last three wines that this wine brings to the table. Great, thick, robust fruit. I get a little rhubarb on the back end, but coated with sour. I mean, right? Really sour. Don't you get it? Really sour cherries, little black pepper, cedar box, leather, all those great flavors that you look for in red wine, but rounded out with a balance of oak. Unlike the last one that I thought got a little off balance with the oak, this really brings a nice balance and symmetry to the overall drinking experience. Let's give it one more shot. Great bitter back-end tannins that tell you, hey, Buster, I can last for 2 decades. Don't mess with me. And did you see the face it gave us? It was, you saw? So, a very serious wine. The kind of wine that I'll probably go now grab before all you animals rip it off the website. 3 to 6 bottles of and put away, because this shows, God, this is even better than I remember it. Funny how wine works. It's moments and times. It's, your mood. I mean, this just comes out like an absolute world-class contender. This rivals a lot of Rhone Valley, Northern Rhone Valley wines. You know, Hermitage Côte Rôties that I've spent $70 to $150 a bottle retail, $200-300 at restaurant lists. Makes me vomit in my mouth right now, knowing that I could have probably bought this for $60 or $70. World-class flavors, great back-end pepper that I'm tasting still right now. Almost like a beef jerky component. You know, that just peppered up beef jerky because you're getting some of that meatiness. There's a venison gamey action around it with just gorgeous length, the creaminess from the oak. I mean, this is a well-played effort. Well played, my friend. I kind of feel like I'm in, what was that, Rounders, when the Russian guy lost to Matt Damon, and because he caught his, like, with the Oreo. I feel like I got played a little bit by this wine. I'm not kidding. I feel like this wine just outclassed me. I was not capable to step up and really describe this to you guys to the best of my ability. Though I gotta admit, I pretty much rocked it out. That being said, this wine is epic. EPIC, great effort. I'm going 94 points on this wine. Blows away so many of the garbage Syrah, New World stuff that you guys go out and buy that's over-oaked and 100% oak, has no soul, no story, hollow in its heart and its mid-palate. When you can go out and buy real wine like this, kudos to Gerard Brou. This wine brings serious thunder. I'm very into this wine, Mott. You missed this one. After here, you gotta try this. Might be a little oldie for you. We'll see. Big happy birthday number 58 to Rick Drake. Vaniacs, it's been a great year. We're not doing our end of year wrap up yet. This is just the 600th episode and the secret pack. I hope you enjoyed it. To all the people that have joined the Vayner Nation as of today, because you're watching for the first time, thank you so much. We're really having a lot of fun here. We're changing the way people look at wine. We're trying new wines. We're enjoying each other's company. Trust me, the person that brought you to watch this is bringing much more to my life than I am to them. So please hug them for me. Hug everybody you love. This is a great time of year. People should be treated and acting the way they act and treat each other this time of year, every time of year, Mott. That being said, the Jets are breaking my heart. I can't breathe. They've suffocated my soul in sports, and that's just the bottom line. Question of the day. Breakdown. Story time. I give so many stories. Story time. Break down your secret pack experience. That's it. What happened? Who came over? Who watched? What did you like? Recap time, people. Recap time. And if nothing else, step up and say you're watching the Today Show tomorrow. Thanks. Happy holidays. Something. I want comments. I need 600. I'm not going on the air on Friday without 600. So pass it on. Way too many of you are watching on iTunes and Hulu right now. So step up. Come to WineLibraryTV.com. Leave me a comment. You're home tomorrow. You're home tomorrow. You can do it. Give me 15 seconds. I know you're with your family, but we are family. You, with a little bit of me, we are changing the wine world. Darth Vader time.